Hello everyone, Eldlich here with yet another Master Duel video. Just like the last one, I actually want to start off by once again thanking everyone who has been really just completely blowing away my expectations with these videos, which, I mean, I just made them for fun. You know, even the first deck profile, I thought, it'll be fun if that got 100 views, but like, holy crap, you guys, it's on its way to 10,000. That's incredible. I can't believe that. I genuinely can't. So, yeah, that's so rad. Thank you so much. Yeah, so going into the content of this video, I've alluded to this a bit in the comments and I think even in my last video, but I've actually been practicing a new deck lately. I've been practicing a couple, but one of them here is Tri-Brigade Lyrilusc. Now, at this time, I'm not going to share my list quite yet because it's very much still a work in progress. Not only in terms of like figuring out what potential cards I might want to craft to add to it, but also just figuring out which list I want to use itself. And also how I want to adjust that list, right? So I've been playing with the deck a lot to try to get a good feel of like, okay, when I look at a list that I see on like YouTube or Reddit or somewhere, I want to be able to get the context of the list and the tech choices. So for that reason, I've been practicing in PLAT 1 with Tri-Brigade Lyrilusc, and well, suffice it to say, yeah, the practice has actually been going fairly well. I did have admittedly a loss streak of maybe like 2 or 3 games. I think it was 3 of 3 games before I hit this win streak, but I somehow, within my first like dozen games of picking this deck up, I managed to hit a win streak. So I went ahead and saved a few of the replays from that, which I'm going to be showing you guys today. There were actually 2 games that, looking back, I should have saved the replay just because they were funny, where I literally special summoned a Lyrilusc monster and then my opponent just conceded right away. That happened twice, so one of the perks of playing this deck, you get some free wins with it. But I got a few duels here picked out. Let's go ahead and start with this one here. Now, I'm not going to be explaining I will be explaining the combos that I'm doing, but don't expect a combo guide from me from this just yet, because like I said, I'm very much in the learning process with this deck, of trying to learn exactly to the extent of which I can combo. So we open a fairly good hand here. We've got the Fractal, which is fairly important for this deck. However, it is important in different ways than Tri-Brigade. Tri-Brigade Zodiac is more of what I would call a Tri-Brigade deck with a Zodiac engine added, whereas Tri-Brigade Lyrilusc definitely feels more like a Lyrilusc engine, or Lyrilusc deck with a Tri-Brigade engine added. You see, we actually went ahead and started off with Chaos to make some Morgue. The reason that we wanted to do that is because we have Barrel Canary, and once we summon Barrel Canary and use her ability, we're not going to be able to do Exceed or Link Summon. For the rest of the turn, we can only Exceed Summon. So even though this actually isn't usually what you do with your Fractal, I actually kind of did the standard Tri-Brigade setup with the Fractal here, where I sent Kit and then sent Nerval. But we're only playing 1 Kit and 1 Karos as opposed to the 3 Nerv, 1 Fractal. So that is a big notable difference. I'm kind of glossing over the rest of the combo, but this is kind of a standard quote-unquote Lyrilusc combo, is making 2 Recital Starlings, getting 2 searches. And it's nice that I was actually able to get the Simorgh out before summoning the Recital Starlings, because I'm able to use their optional effect to give my Simorgh more attack points. But yeah, I wanted to set up my graveyard right away with the Fractal so that I could special the Karos and get the Sigmor out, because again, I knew I was going to start my Exceeds combo with a Barrel Canary, and once again, this is one of the main things to remember when comboing with this deck. If you summon Barrel Canary, after you use her effect, you can only Exceed summon for the rest of the turn. So any Link summoning you want to do has to come before Barrel Canary. But we're ending on a fairly standard board, right? We overlaid our Recital Starlings into F0, which we then overlaid into Utopic Future, capable of a Negate plus a Steal. We made our Ensemble Robin with our last setup, and then finally we are getting the Apex Avian with some Morgue. So at this point I saw that our opponent's playing a Mythical Beast deck, the Pendulum variant. I guess not that there's any other variant, but once again I find myself playing against a certain rogue deck for the first time. This is my first game ever against the deck, and we're going to see the power of Ensemble Robin, where we're just immediately going to bounce their boss monster back to their hand. At this point, I could be negating, you know, any of these effects with Apex Avian, but I'm just waiting for something that's actually going to, like, devastate my board. I did consider negating the Endymion here, but I decided to let it resolve. Now we're going to go ahead and bounce Jackal, because it has the ability to negate our effects by removing spell counters, and we don't have any back rows, so we don't want our monster effects to get negated. Our opponent's going to respond with Bestiary, but that's not going to let them use the ability of the monster before we bounce it, and there you go. We're at the end of the game already. So that's a fairly standard ending board, ideally for your Lyrilusc Tri-Brigade combos, is ending with the Utopic Draco, the Ensemble Robin, and the Sigmore into Apex Avian for monster effect to negate and steal, Ensemble Robin to bounce potentially up to 4 special summon monsters, and Apex Avian as just a catch-all negate. We're going to go ahead and bump up to this game next. This was actually a game that I had very recently. I'm pretty fresh off of these last 2 replays here. And you saw 7 turns, which is a little rare for this deck from what I understand. Usually you just kind of combo out and either win or your opponent concedes. Or you get stopped with a hand trap and then you cry. It's funny, I actually asked in the Discord, you know, what do you do if you get Maxx C? And the consensus seemed to be that you cried, which seems about right to me. But it's definitely why we're playing 2 Caldwise here. So you can see, speaking of crying, my opponent ashed my Fractal, and since I don't have enough tri-types to vanish with Chaos, and I don't have another bird with my Sapphire Swallow, this actually makes me pretty sad. We're going to chain Maxx C in response to their Eldlich, because it's about the only time you're going to get to Maxx C when playing against Eldlich. We did draw an Ash. Fortunately, our opponent only set 1 back row, and we have the Lightning Storm. Very rare to see that few back row from Eldlich, but it's a very welcome sight. It was actually a Solemn Judgment, so it's a good thing we Lightning Stormed first. We did get a Nerval, so now we can send it with Karos, and now we can actually start setting up more of a play here. Now, I think it was actually a misplay to send Kit, or was it? I'm trying to remember if I had enough Tri-types. Yeah, I mean, I look at my graveyard, I think I definitely would have had enough Tri-types, so I don't think I needed to send Kit. So I think that was a potential misplay on my part, although there wasn't really reason to send a bird, because Sapphire Swallow doesn't summon a bird from the graveyard. So that's why I decided to just go like a Link 3 play into Apex Avian, which actually leaving it in defense mode wasn't the smartest play here. You usually want to do that going first, as it's a way around Lightning Storm, but here I definitely should have just put it in attack mode. At this point, I'm going to Ash the Elixir here because this is one of the few opportunities I'm going to get to use Ash, and I definitely don't want my Apex Avian getting destroyed, so I'm going to use Apex Avian to counter this other Eldlich trap here. I think this might... Is this my first replay I've actually shared on the channel against Eldlich? I think it might be, despite the fact that it's a fairly common deck on the ladder. I've been kicking around the idea of like building Eldlich, just maybe to make videos for it, but I don't really think... I don't know, I guess if you want to see Eldlich videos, let me know, and I might consider it, but I just don't feel like it would make for interesting replays to watch necessarily. Not that, you know, not to diss on the deck, I mean, I'm not going to say like, oh, Eldlich isn't a real deck, it's a boring deck. No, I mean, you can play whatever you want, that's totally fine. Yeah, I did actually definitely misplay here. I banished my Sapphire Swallow. I mean, I guess I didn't have another option if I wanted to make Shurig, but I didn't realize I didn't have another bird in grave, which is why I searched Barrel Canary even though I banished my Sapphire Swallow. So that was a misplay on my part. If I would have thought about that play more, I might have gotten a different link. So I could have Barrel Canary for the Swallow, which will let me get the Starling, which will let me detach for a search. I don't know which one I would have searched on the top of my head, but I could have gone as the Utopic Draco play. I guess, though, the Shurig was nice to banish the Golden Lord. I guess, I don't know, maybe you could have gone either way there. Okay, so we got the Eldlich traps being set as usual. Obviously that's pretty standard fare against this deck. Their back row just like never ends. But fortunately most of the Eldlich specific back row isn't that bad. Here I decided to make access code talker just so I could get rid of these back rows and not have to worry about them. I did actually, I mean it went by quickly because it's the replay, but when I made this Eagle, I considered just banishing the Ash and trying to attack, but yeah, I didn't know if that would really work because I wasn't super familiar with this particular trap card. Then from either graveyard. Okay, so that would have been that bad. I probably could have just gone for it and attacked, but I just figured making access code talker would also just be easier. I don't know. So yep, we attack with access code, and then we get to attack for a game with our Apex Avian. So that's kind of a way to show like what you can do if your combo gets countered. You know, that's one of the reasons why I played Lightning Storm, and I'm actually considering playing 3 Lightning Storm. I only have 2 crafted, but I'm kind of considering crafting a 3rd, because it seems particularly strong in this deck where we either really want to go first, or if we're going second, we really need to have a counter to our opponent's board. Okay, let me share this replay next. I know I skipped one at the bottom. I'm going to save that for the end, and you'll kind of see why. But here we've got our next replay. Funny, this is the most recent duel, and I don't even remember which deck this is. So we got a pretty decent opening hand. We opened Turquoise Warbler and Sapphire Swallow, which, is it Swallowtail? Whoops, I didn't mean to click through that. The bluebird. We opened 2 birds, so we're able to make our recital starling. It is Sapphire Swallow. Okay. And I'm actually going to use Swallow here, or search for Swallow, even though I just summoned one, because I actually haven't used its effect. With this, I can summon Nerval and go for my second recital starling. From here, I can detach to search for Barrel Canary to continue my combos. And when I overlay my recital starlings into Utopic Future, that's also going to send Nerval, which is going to allow me to search Fractal, which means I can make a Link summon before I commit again with Barrel Canary. That's one of the main things you got to remember. If you want to Link summon, you have to do it before you use Barrel Canary's effect. But we are going to be able to end up summoning Fractal to banish 3 Tri-types. We're going to make Simorgh, and then we're going to be able to summon the Apex Avian during the end phase. And now that we've gotten our Simorgh out, now we can go ahead and Barrel Canary. And we're just going to make a 2-material Ensemble Robin because we didn't get the chance to search out Wagtail earlier. Or we also didn't have a 4th bird. So 2 materials is like not that great for Ensemble Robin, but hey, it's, you know, better than nothing. Yeah, here's the Lightning Storm that we're going to definitely counter with Apex Avian. And after my opponent did this, I was like, please don't have a Raigeki, please don't have a Raigeki, but they don't. And this is actually my first game on Duel Master, or Master Duel, against Heroes, which in the paper TCG was actually one of my favorite decks of all time. 2012 Hero Beat, oh, I loved it. I played the shit out of that deck. And even again, once Darklaw came out, that variant of Hero, I enjoyed that one thoroughly as well. Isn't there some kind of new... There's some Destiny Hero... Or no. Is it Destiny Hero Phoenix Enforcer? I know there's like some Hero engine with a card that's not out in Master Duel yet. So I may have to look into that once that releases onto Master Duel. I'm very curious. Okay, here's something that I don't quite get. I'd love for somebody to explain this to me in the comments. They activate Dark Calling, and then it just gets negated. Is that because of one of my effects? I don't think... Simorgh just stops, your Wing Beast that it's pointed to from being targeted. So yeah, I don't know what happened with that. Did they not meet the requirements? Did I negate it somehow? I don't know. Again, if you know the answer in the comments, I'm quite curious. And yeah, you can tell I'm an old school player because here I'm doing the old school method of direct attacking. I guess I don't know if this is still optimal or not, but see, back in my day, we have to play around this little card called Gores, which where if you got direct attacked, you could special Gores and then a token, and the token would have attack points equal to the amount of the damage that you took. So back in like 2000, what would have been 9, 10, 11, when Gores was really popular, you'd want to attack directly in order of weakest monster to strongest. Because if you attacked with your strongest monster first, your opponent would get a huge token in defense mode, and you would be able to attack over it. So, just a random aside of why I attacked in the order that I did. Alright, we've got one last replay here, which is the one that I saved down here. This is a bit more of a meme replay rather than an actual like quality game, but I just wanted to kind of show this off because I've seen memes about this and I wanted to try this for myself. You might have seen the meme if you've been on the Master Duel subreddit, where like you chain Maxx C to Kaigeki, and then it's like the call an ambulance but not for me meme because you deck your opponent out. Well, look at this, Shien's Dojo and then Kaigeki. So I was like, Ah, fuck it, whatever. We'll just chain Maxx C. We'll chain Maxx C to Kaigeki and see what happens. And I wanted to show off exactly how many cards I end up drawing here. It looks like I actually want to count. That's 1 and 2. This is also my first duel against 6 Samurai, like in a long, well, obviously in a long time, 3. So I'm also just interested to see how this combo ends up playing out, because I'm not used to new 6 Samurai combos. So that's 4 special summons. I actually played 6 Samurai. I did not play it when Gateway was at 3, when 5, when the newer ones came out. This is going to be 6 summons. No, I played it a little bit after that, actually. So I played Legendary 6 Samurais back when Gateway was at 1, but not banned. And I think Legendary Shogun Shien, or the Synchro Shien, I think was at 1. This is 7 special summons, right? And this is, I believe, going to be the end of it here. And that was during, like, Fire Fist and Mermail format. And Samurai was actually a surprisingly good rogue deck during that format, because you could side deck a lot of cards like Dimensional Fissure and Banisher that would mess up Mermails really badly. So you see, plot twist, our opponents actually got Maxx C, but oops, we got called by because you let us draw a million cards. Huh, how about that? And our opponent just ends up with nothing because we Lightning Strike the Appalachia. Again, because we drew so many cards, we got the Lightning Strike. And now we're just going to be able to combo from here. Pretty easy stuff. I mean, our opponent's only got 1 card in hand, nothing on board. Samurai doesn't have any, like, recursion, I don't think. And, yeah, they just concede here. So, again, I just wanted to show that duel because it was kind of funny. I wanted to show it for the meme of it. And why going for the Maxx C challenge is often a very bad idea. I said this back when Maxx C was around in the TCG. I'll say it again. You need to give your opponent minimal draws off of it. If you give your opponent, like, more than 3 draws generally, you're just going to lose during your next turn. So that's all the replays I've got for now. I'm definitely very much still practicing with the deck, which is, again, why I'm not showing off a deck profile for it just yet, but we can expect that in the very near future. I've also been practicing another deck that you probably noticed when I went to my decks. You've seen it in my other videos, but to give an at least illusion of the air of mystery, I won't spoil it just yet, but I've been practicing a third deck to show off as well. So, yeah, once I get some more practice in with Tri-Brigade Lyrilusc, expect a deck profile with some more duels attached with that, and some more duels for possibly another deck in the future. If there's any deck specifically you'd like to see, I'm a little limited on my Ultra Craft points at the moment, so I can't promise that I'll show the deck, but, you know, I might get around to it, depending on my card availability. And if you'd like to see more general Master Duel videos like the one I made about staples, feel free to let me know that as well. In any case, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. As always, your support, like, genuinely has like made these past couple of days. It really has. But in any case, this is Eldlich. I'm signing out, and I hope you have a fantastic day.